vida. Beats.
Hey, what's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Vick3 Presents the Eagles Post Game Panel Show. I am your host, Vick3. Sadly enough, we're starting off the show on a somber moment. My guy, Philly Foothills, you all know, co-host with me and AK Eagles Uncensored on the Eats Meets West podcast. Today we found out, we were going to do a triple live. We were going to do more today, and the reason why we did it is because, unfortunately, Foothills, he found his son deceased today, earlier. It's very sad. The East Meets West family, our family, our group, we're very heartbroken right now. Our guy's going through a lot right now, so if you all could, please, send, thoughts and prayers to my guy's way. It's a tough time for his family. He's going to need a lot of support. That family's going through a lot right now. And actually, I'd like to start off the show with, trying to show my respect as much as I can. I'd like to start off with a moment of silence. So if we could, everyone, please, you guys will bow your heads, whatever you need to do, say a quick prayer. But, let's give his son a moment of silence. All right. And like I said, my guy Foothills, if you're watching, my guy, I know you're probably not. But, if someone could get this out to you, let you know that, on behalf of me, all the guys, I know it. You know what I'm saying? Feel it in our hearts right now. We feel so much for you, and our condolences to you and your family. 8 days into the new year at the city's gun violence. Let me just bring in some couple of guys in here. We got more guests. We got my guy, Backyard First Podcast. We got BPS, Big Play Slay. My guy,
Dante.
Coach
Dante.
And,
I got some things to say real quick before I have my live. Okay? Just real fast. And I saw you guys doing the prayer for Foothills. I appreciate that, everyone. I already talked to him tonight. He's in good spirits and stuff, so just want to let y'all know that. But now, down to serious business. J-Jaw. Let's talk about this. Because I flipped out in my stream. That's why a couple of these human beings up here are laughing right now, because I really am pissed about this. I promise, man, J-Jaw better never fucking have a baby. Okay? Because if he has a baby, he is going to fumble that baby. Okay? He is not going to catch that baby. That baby is fucked. He will drop him on his fucking head. Okay? I cannot stand this motherfucker anymore. I'm serious. Like, J-Jaw has got to fucking go. Okay? He should not be taking a bullet for anybody, because if you can't catch a football, you're probably going to miss the bullet when you dive in front of the person too. So you shouldn't be bodyguard. Anything to do with your hands, my guy, you should not have anything to fucking do with it. Just saying.
What up? I guess he can't be a masseuse.
What up?
Oh my God, Papa, me and you on the same wavelength.
I just want to say, bless up to Foothills. That junk hurt, man. Especially losing a family member. Know that pain, know that struggle.
It's not easy.
It ain't hard. I mean, it's not easy. It's very hard.
Especially it takes a huge toll on your mental health. So I mean,
yeah, bless up, my guy.
Well, hey, man, I just wanted to stop in and say that real quick before I gotta go. But yeah, I'm very disappointed, man. Very not on the team, on that catch, that attempted catch. Like
Bro,
that.
AJ summed it up to just one catch throughout the game.
Yeah, I ran it on that for like 2 hours. Like
Bro,
that really pissed me
You
off.
gotta rant on you gotta rant on Bird Gang stream, my guy. You gotta do that for
No.
just the 10 minutes it's on there. Just talk about that, literally, just nonstop.
Hey, he's more than welcome to stop by if he's looking, man.
Yeah, right.
Man, I had better hands than J. John. My hands are literally
That dude
small.
was laughing for real.
Yo, but the thing that hurt the most is the fact that he tried to cradle the ball in and didn't even get at the ball. Like he thought his body was supposed to catch it. My God. Yo, hands first. Hands first, bring it into the body, let the body secure it. He just thought it was gonna hit his stomach, he could hold it in.
Oh my god.
I don't, again, that's the biggest mark on Howie right now in his draft. J Jaw is gonna be the reason why everyone says Howie can't draft, reason why we gave up DK Metcalf. You know what I mean? Like there's so much
and
behind
then
J
Justin
Jaw.
Jefferson the year after.
Yeah, we seen. Yeah. Listen, Rager ain't
Go on and
wrong at
on.
all. Yeah.
Well, hey man, I appreciate you, man. I just want to stop in and say what's.
Okay.
I know
Thank
we
you
were
for
supposed to
coming.
have our live today, man, but hey, family first. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
Exactly.
family first.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey man,
First,
love you,
So-
my guy.
health, man.
Much love to all you on here. Great
No doubt.
group of content creators. So anyone out there at all in this chat not subscribed to any of these gentlemen, please go and do so. They are great human beings and friends of mine and family. So much love to each and every one of you up here. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
man, talk to you later, my guy.
Later, bud.
Hey man, so yeah, man, let's get into it right now. Then let's do it.
Can we talk about Herbig? Herbig
Hey,
with them block.
Go ahead.
Yo, Herbig with them blocks setting up for Huntley, man. A lot of people not talking about that, but give credit to that dude, man.
Hey, first of all, I want to say first, I want to say thoughts and prayers. My God, we seen Jackson get injured. Tyreek
Yeah.
Jackson, that was so sad. And it wasn't even like, it was just not even a bang bang play. He didn't get hit. It was just an awkward movement that took
It was
him
just
out.
a freak
And you knew-
injury.
Yeah, and you knew
Yeah.
by the way his body language, you knew it was bad. I feel bad for him. He had to come back for injury this year. Last season, I believe he came back from an injury. That's why he's not playing the quarterback position. So yeah, like he's been through a lot. I hope he can, recover fast.
Yeah.
But let me
Yeah,
let me
that's
just go through the line because we all got our reactions. Let me just go through the line. G, I'm gonna start off with you, my guy. Let me get your raw reaction on this game right now. Because for the most part, we all know, and we've seen it throughout the whole game. Dallas fans are trying to come at us like it was something like we actually meant to play this game. Like we actually cared
No,
for
we
it.
we've had a lot of season starters today, and then we had a lot of first game starters coming, just getting their feet wet. At least, like I was telling AK on his channel, these are like what if scenarios, like what if this is the next man mentality up. They got to get ready for, like, as far as crucial moments. Like, J-Jaw had to catch that ball. Regardless, even with his body that he turned good, he had Blake's position, bro. It was literally like a basketball court. Like, somebody was like this trying to shoot a ball in here. Like, it was that open, bro. I think Minshew has to work on his accuracy, too. There was a lot of balls that he overthrew and underthrew a lot of people and whatnot. There was a couple.
Yeah,
to the
I
left
saw that
where
tonight
Huntley-
too. Yeah, I saw the same.
Yeah, that was these was crucial third down, plays that, not just only for that, but as far as they're going to throw that in the playoffs, Jalen seen all that, so that way they can get that information in the offense or whatever to see what plays working. Like I said, this is playoff time. We just got to dial up the plays to see what's going in.
Yeah, definitely. My guy, Papa, let me get your reaction. What you think about today's game?
I found it laughable. I just found it laughable. The fact that Dallas had their starters in for so long and still kept majority of not majority, but still kept quite a few starters in. Found that laughable. 2, I noticed because Vic, you and I had a conversation on this on Twitter. Where the Minshew lovers at now?
Talk about it, Papa.
Where the Minshew lovers at? Because like Gio just said, we saw inaccurate. What was there was one, it was either like to Ward or Watkins. But there was one where it was literally so high that nobody could get it. Where we saw it bounce off of the receiver's hands into Devontae.
Oh, I think we lost Papa for a quick second. But
we lost BLSG and Papa.
oh, it's tough out there. It's tough out there with their internet hustle. But let me move on to you, my guy. What do you think about today's game? Let's talk about it.
There's one or two ways you can look at this. Like Minshew looked in had some inaccurate moments. For us, this didn't mean anything. But for Dallas fans, they actually want to try acting like clowns, like this means anything. But knowing how they're going to probably going to have the Cardinals, because JJ Watt and D Hop are coming back, which that's going to prove a challenge for Dallas. And the last time Dallas has played, and Dallas just knows how to choke. But from what I saw, I mean, Milton Williams actually stepped up big time. Milton Williams is just a stud coming out of that third round pick. Congrats to Smitty for setting a new franchise record. A lot of people said otherwise because it doesn't count. It's like, nah, the numbers don't lie. But Watkins has some good catches, but what the fuck, J-Jaw? Like, what the fuck? Like, literally, I feel like someone like take brick, like dipped hands in cement and just let them dry overnight. That's kind of how I saw it. Just a brick for hands. I mean, I just feel like, it was, mad. Despite we had a shitty second unit. I mean, the fact that, it was also laughable that Dallas had most of their stars in from almost like the three quarters of the game. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I agree. Milton Williams looked pretty good today. But Papa, we kind of lost you when you were.
Yeah, I don't know why the Wi-Fi randomly shut out. I really don't know. But yeah, anyway, continuing with, it was just laughable. Really, yeah, Dallas won it, but Eagles also set a lot of records. They kept Kelsey's streak alive. Smitty is your new rookie receiving yards. Watkins finally gets a touchdown, and was he over 600? Was he over 600 before the game, or did he get over 600?
No, he's not over 600. He's a yard shy, dude.
Didn't he get 69? He's 600.
Nah,
he's over 600.
He had a 36-yard reception touchdown. He's at 599 technically, but it's still 600.
I don't think that's right.
I swore I thought he was past 600. All right.
Yeah.
And we also got the record for most rushing yards in a single season. So it's definitely, we rested our players. We're going to get players off of the COVID list. So we're coming in to the postseason pretty much at a good times. And like Philly Sports was saying, Milton Williams, nasty. He looked nasty. People were hating on that pick, but I love the pick.
I think he was a steal because now you've actually paired up with Javon Hargrave. I think that's going to be a very good front four on that defensive side.
He was playing angry out there today.
That's like he had a lot to prove, like getting a lot of people's faces. It's like, I was like, okay, he had his big point pants on it.
Yeah,
he was batting balls down. He was getting to the pressure. He was hitting Dak. There was one where I thought he should have had a sack. It was I think it was when he was playing on the edge because I think he was on edge at one point.
I think it was the edge.
Yeah.
And the fact that they also say he had a 39 vertical inch leap, it's like, what the? Whoever heard of a lineman almost jumping 40 inches? Like, come on. It's like,
well, I know for the combine, or not the combine, but I know for one of his random workout videos on like social media or whatever, he posted him benching 500. It's just that shit. It doesn't matter what position you play. You bench 500. That's just pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking sick. But Jerry Lee, my guy, let me get your thoughts. What was your reaction on today's game?
Yeah, so I don't know. It was just pretty much a practice game to me, you know what I mean? But J-Jaw, dumbass. I mean, I even stuck up for the guy that, saying he wasn't getting targeted or whatever. I mean, he kind of made me look like an asshole. But, yeah, I mean, Rager, he didn't play that well. The only one out of the receivers that really did well was Smith and Watkins, But Huntley looked really good today too. Gotta give him some props.
And
Yeah, he
He
game.
looked
turned
fast.
it up.
He looked fast. He looked
Um,
fast today.
yeah. I mean, for our backups, we played pretty good the first half. I mean, it was good. It was really good to see. And for Dallas to be acting the way that they are and be all happy about that performance, man, it's a head scratcher.
It definitely
Guess
is.
what? We would have
Yeah.
lost by more points if Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs were both playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
possibly.
I'm really proud of Milton Williams, man. I mean, he went out there and he showed that he's like one of the guys that really stood out, and he belongs in the first. You know what I mean? He's a starter
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He'll get his chance. He'll get his chance soon. But coach,
for sure,
Dante,
for
thank you
sure.
for coming through first of all. But let me get your thoughts. What did you think of today's game? How serious did you take it?
Nah, I ain't take it serious at all, man. Like I say, just like I don't take the Texans, all this, none of this stuff serious at all. Like, but when it all comes down to it, a second unit, for see where I'm come from, I believe in going out there and still, giving that volume effort just to play like want to be on the field. I know you don't get too many opportunities, but these opportunities comes once in a lifetime. And when I didn't care 2 cents about the game because we're already in the playoffs. Just like I don't care about Houston, I already know we're rebuilding. But it's a difference is going out there and just playing and just going out there and just blowing coverage just all night long. And you see why some of these guys don't play the game of football. And I got nothing to say about J. Jaw or nothing like that. I'm just gonna get to the positive things of it. I like the way Jason Huntley ran the ball tonight. Milton Williams was a stud, and I like the way Hassan Ridgeway made a couple of good plays that I saw out there last night, tonight too. He was pretty good for the moments I saw of him. And Gardner Minshew, I mean, he just don't have that much of a pocket presence. You saw a ball on a quick slant by Jalen Rager. The ball is behind him. The interception. J. Jaw got to catch that. I don't give a damn how high it is. You're a damn receiver, and you're over 6 foot. You're 6'3". You got to go up and catch that ball, which resulted in an interception. That's not on Gardner Minshew. That's on the receiver. You got to bring that down. That's an interception by the receiver. That shouldn't be on the quarterback. And Papa Soros talking about one play by I believe on the sideline, that was Quez Watkins. You throw the ball too high, he was clearly wide open. He just threw it too high and over his head. And
What did I do?
you had just a bunch of wide open throws that he really could have made and sat there and be poised. But this is the problem. Everybody talking about Jalen Hurts. I know I still need to see more from Jalen Hurts' arm. I don't care about I care about the rushing touchdown. We know what he can do with his legs, but his arm, he needs to improve on that arm as well. And he's going to get a chance to do that, to show people in the playoffs what he made of with his arm, because in the playoffs, that's a whole different game. But Gardner Minshew, I mean, again, he struggled again. You see those same throws that he wasn't making that Jalen Hurts still consistently struggle a little bit to make. Still see those throws again. I didn't think too much of it at all. It's just, just a team. Devontae Smith, congratulations to him, man. Even though he didn't get 1,000 yards, still a great season. Many rookies can't even get over 800 or get up there. So awesome season. Many people thought he was too small. I disagree with that because he played in the toughest conference, which is the SEC. He's been playing. He's a baller, and right now he's talented. He's skilled. He's got good footwork, good catch radius, can get wide open. His bot, man. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy, something about this guy is when he make those type of catches and how good he controls his body on catching the ball. The play that he went up and caught the ball, Gardner Minshew, that ball was really high, but you seen the way that Devontae Smith went up and got it. That's what I'm talking about right there. Making a play for you. That's just him being talented right there and just being very good. But outside of that, we got you can say Quez Watkins just really a deep threat. Jalen Rager, he's okay. He's not great. You just saw like how you saw tonight. You can just only use them on screens and handoffs and stuff like that, which is they did. You saw a lot of that. That's Jalen Rager's game. Going out for deep passes and stuff like that. That's not Rager's game. Using them out of the backfield, quick screens, that's what Rager can do better right there. That fits what Rager wants to do. But other than that, I didn't think too much of the game too much.
Yeah. Hey, Jordy, Appreciate you for coming through, my guy.
I will say, Dante, I'm gonna need your Texans to win tomorrow. I'm gonna need them to win tomorrow.
There's still implications out there.
Also, how you were saying, which I meant to say earlier during my thing, but completely forgot. How you were saying with what's its face? Rager mainly screens and handoffs. You know how you fix that? You get Calvin Ridley. That's how you fix that. All right, move on.
Yeah, he's been a hot topic this week. But Big Play Slay, my guy. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Man, I really didn't like care about it that much, because it didn't mean too much. And personally, either way, we could still be the 6th seed. It really doesn't matter. All we need to happen to become the 6th seed is we need the Saints to win against the Falcons, and the Rams to win against the Niners. Whoever we play. Everyone has a weakness in the playoffs. Everyone has a weakness, no matter how you look at it. So it really does not matter. You play who you play in the playoffs. Everyone has a weakness. You always have film. Like it's not really gonna hurt you. You just play who you play. That's how I look at it. So this game really doesn't mean anything to me. So I'm not I'm not like looking at this game as any other game.
Yeah, I see.
Oh yeah, Vic, I got good news. Tyree Jackson, they avoided an ACL tear.
Awesome. Yeah, because that looks bad.
So tomorrow he's going to go undergo an MRI tomorrow. So that's some good news for Tyree Jackson.
Hopefully, they don't see anything that would cause more concern. Nothing minor.
Because I think he's going to be a great piece to our playoff run.
Especially going into the playoffs, we needed him. He's one of the reasons why we got rid of Dallas. Goddard. Goddard.
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach Ertz.
How about Tay Godwin?
MCL injury / like hamstring, because he pulled like the lower side of his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Looked kind of like that.
Yeah. BLSG, my guy. You've been sitting quiet there for a while. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, like Big Play Slay was saying before, I really didn't care about this game too much. This was kind of just like a rest day for the starters. This was more of a day for the backups, to be honest. And congrats to everybody who got all the records. Keep Kelsey's streak alive. Devontae Smith getting his record. But here's the main thing I want to go on. I want to talk about that freaking J-Jaw drop. How do you drop that freaking pass in the end zone, bro? It doesn't make sense. How do you drop that? I have smaller hands than you, J-Jaw, and I probably would have caught that pass, damn it. Like what is wrong with you? No wonder why you freaking suck and you're not good at freaking catching. We literally saw it right in front of all the Dallas players. Like, what is wrong with you, J-Jaw? At this point, get him out of Philly, cut him, put him in free agency. I don't care. Everybody's in love with J-Jaw. The love with J-Jaw is done. All right? The love with J-Jaw is finished. I'm done with J-Jaw. Everybody's done with J-Jaw. I am done with J-Jaw. Get him out.
We talk about love. Who the fuck is loved?
Let me ask you all real quick. What was the worst?
Whole staff pop was freaking love J-Jaw because they don't want to.
Second of all, you know how you fix that? Calvin Ridley. Anyways.
True. But what was the worst drop? The Rager drop or J-Jaw's drop?
Rager.
J-Jaw.
No, wait.
It was crazy as hell. It was not J-Jaw.
It was not J-Jaw.
Rager.
No.
Actually, you know what? Here's what I'll go with. Both.
I mean, you can definitely make an argument for both.
Listen, here's my secret cap. I'm always depressed.
Speaking of depressed, I got a Notre Dame fan who's constantly depressed. So talking.
And I believe his name is Mr. Jordan Fighter.
501 total NFL draft picks. I'm not depressed about that.
And you know what? The only Notre Dame fan that I know that loves Jack Cohn.
And only one quarterback, Mr. Joe Montana, that's ever been produced out of the University of Notre Dame.
Theismann.
Who else? Do you really give Theismann that credit?
Yes.
That'll be another show. Maybe that's something we'll do together. But let me get your thoughts on today's game.
Like everyone's been saying, this was just a game to move a lot of your backups in, give them a little time, a little experience. I mean, nothing good was really going to come from this game besides putting them in and giving them that time. Nothing big was expected from it. There was a lot of fireworks and stuff that happened. It's good to see this team step up, even with the backups in, even with some of these guys in. And this was really just an opportunity for the backups to show what they got and see what you got in certain young guys, like in the linebacking core, the cornerback room, stuff like that, where that's needed to make a future decision based on what those guys show you, like a Tay Gowan Jr., like a Josiah Scott, those guys. I'm forgetting the other corner. I shouldn't be. McPherson.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys just needed, I feel like, needed a little bit more to prove themselves on an NFL playing field, and they definitely got an opportunity. Whether they did or not, it all depends. But this game speaks for itself of what it is and what these guys did, and it was a hard-fought loss. Can't be mad at that, and we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, true. Let me ask you all the credit, and I got to give credit to my guy Hunter Doyle in the chat. We were all discussing it. Jacoby Stevens. You know, we expected a lot out of him. We were waiting for him to come in and play some games, and we seen him tonight, and he didn't play so well. Can I get everyone's quick thoughts on what you thought about him tonight? I'll start off with you, my guy Jordy. What did you think about Jacoby Stevens?
With how tonight was, I just don't think he was put in the best position to play his best ball. When you're playing him in that situation with the guys around him, with the team they're playing against and the guys they're playing against, it's not going to do great. Plus, you're not going to immediately plug him in and he's going to play at his best level. I think it would take more time to get him into the right level with the right scheming and everything for how he plays and his play style, where he can jump between those positions and be used in certain packages. But it doesn't necessarily excuse the way he played, but it's his first real game. I mean, we got to give him a pass there. And this defense has had a history, not only in the Gannon era, but there's just been a history of misusing guys. So I'd at least give him a couple games before I can really say anything about him. And this game was just a welcome to the NFL type moment.
It certainly did look that way. Jerry, my guy, let me get your quick thoughts on what you think about Stevens and his performance tonight.
Jerry, going once.
He was put in the wrong position. You know what I mean? He needs to play safety. You know what I mean? Not linebacker. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, that might be where he needs to be. But Coach Dante, let me get your thoughts. What did you think about Jacoby Stevens tonight?
Like I say, man, it's just again, when you're not surrounded by a lot of players, you know that some of these guys are getting their first opportunities really much and can't be much you can do. Again, there's no excuse for how he played, but again, you got a lot of players out there that don't even play. That's been practice squad. It was a lot of confusion out there tonight. And like I say, man, this game is just really nothing. But you want to see what you got in capable backups. That's why we know this game wasn't that important. We know this game wasn't important at all. We all expected this, but at the end of the day, you're looking at to see what you have. What if it's safety, linebacker, on the defensive line, you're still evaluating what you have for next year and see, okay, we can keep this guy. Oh, we gonna let this guy walk. You just still evaluating. So we all didn't take this game serious, but I'm out there as a fan and looking at when you're coaching, you're evaluating certain talent still out there. So again, there's no excuse the way he played. You just surrounded by not so many good players, and we see why half of these guys don't really even play the game. But if you don't have an opportunity, it's so much you can do if you don't have an opportunity. If you don't have opportunities, you're not going to know what you're going to do on the field. You're going to blow coverages. You're going to be wide open like Cedric Wilson was all night. You're going to be wide open like Marcus Cooper was all night. And that's what happened when you're not really getting the opportunity. And again, I hate wasting players' time, and I just hate wasting players and letting them go somewhere else and be successful. That's also, you can put that on the coaching staff for not holding on too long and not developing them the right ways. But at the same time, when you're not playing against when you're playing with a roster that's not so good and guys that don't even play instead of a veteran roster or like Darius Slade and Singleton, guys that do play that can help him out be much better and that can cover for him, then that's a different story. When you instead of playing with second string guys, third string guys, people that's not really going to help, that doesn't play, that's going to be hard, then that can pretty much have an influence on how you play as well. But I will be willing to hold on to him and give him a little bit more time to see how he can develop probably next year. And the worst thing you can do is let him go somewhere else and let his real talent come out, and let a coaching staff that knows how to develop players use him the right way. And then again, we're going to be saying, hey, we should have kept this guy again. See, that I hate wasting talent like that. You got to hold on to this guy to see what he can do with other veteran players and good players around him.
Definitely. Yeah, we lost too many players. Most importantly, like right now, we're looking at Rasul Douglas flourishing with the Green Bay Packers. And if you heard me, if you see me before I was even a content creator, if you see me on with Philly Mike, I had constant arguments saying how I thought Rasul Douglas was way better than Sidney Jones, and how we should have given Rasul Douglas more chance, more leeway. And we didn't do any of that. And look at him right now. He's like the interception master. He's winning games, blocking it down. He's the closer right now for the Packers. But with all that aside, big play Slay. What did you think of Stevens' performance tonight? Was there any cause for concern?
Nah, he was misused. That's my only reason. Like, that's the last decade. I mean, that's before, like, honestly, man, we haven't had a good defense coordinator since Buddy Ryan. Maybe Jim Johnson. We just haven't had any.
Johnson, you miss Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy, my bad. We haven't had one next, so like since Jimmy Johnson, since him, really. So it's all about like the treatment and misusement of like these players. And I know Vic give me that look because I didn't say Jimmy Johnson. My bad. No, I'm playing.
Right now, you about to get haunted by his spirit tonight.
No, but we really haven't had a good defensive coordinator since him. And that's when we had B-Dog, Corey Simon, all of them. We couldn't like use any of these players right, and we didn't use any of our players right with Jim Schwartz. So it's just about how you use players in certain like situations. And this game had nothing to like really do anything with our season, our schedule, and the playoffs and stuff. So it all comes down to coaching and like how they put your players in the situation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. BLSG, my guy. Let me get your quick thoughts. What did you think about Stevens' performance tonight?
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with Big Play Slay. I think he was just not used right. I mean, like I've been saying, I want Jonathan Gannon out now. Now I want him out. I want him out. He's done after this year. Get him out right now, please. Please get him out because Jacoby Stevens was just so not utilized right. He just wasn't playing it right. Jonathan Gannon didn't have the right coverage for him, and really at the end of the day, I think Jacoby Stevens was just used wrong. So I don't think it goes on him. I think it goes on Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, a lot of it was Gannon's doing, and we'll get to Gannon in a little bit. But Robert, my guy, what did you think about Stevens' performance tonight?
Well, I'm actually going to get. I do think that a lot
to be concerned about.
I'm not really concerned because number one, this is his first NFL game, so I'm going to give him a pass for that. But like BLSG said, this is mostly on Gannon misusing him because as soon as we got drafted to Jacoby Stevens, he's a primary safety as it was his primary position, and we had him out of position, and we saw that, and not to mention too, he was playing like these like first year guys, playing in the first NFL game. So I mean, there's really nothing too cause for concern.
All right, Papa, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, excuse me, like everybody has already mentioned, He definitely is. I know we drafted him and we play him as a linebacker. He's not. He's a safety because if you watch him at LSU, there's a reason why he had number 7 as a safety because he was a damn good safety. If you want to unlock, but if you want to see this kid's full potential, you gotta keep him at safety, and you gotta get him an actual good defensive coach. I think the defensive backs coach is very good, but he doesn't work with the defensive backs coach. He works with the linebacking coach. So I think you got to get him to switch him back to his original position in safety so he can get with that good defensive back coach. And also to answer real quick off topic, Richie was saying somewhere once I find it, you think Nick actually game planned, came out during his conference. Sirianni acknowledged the scouting department has already got a head start on Eagles' potential opponents. Priority was Dallas, but they also started scouting Bucks and Rams earlier in the week.
Yep. Yeah, that for the most part, the way it folds out to be, I think we're going to go against the Bucks. But the one thing about Dallas with what they did today, because for the most part, what Dallas did was they wanted their guys to get their quota. They wanted guys to get their goal. We all know Zeke needed to hit 1,000 yards. We all knew Dak needed to be the most. What is it? He got the most touchdowns within a single season for the Cowboy. That's what he ended up getting today, right? He got 37 touchdowns, so he's like the highest single season records for them for a quarterback. Great kudos to them. But the thing was, Dallas put a lot of tape out there. I don't know if they understood that. Maybe they think that they're throwing us off by that, but nonetheless, they're still putting tape out there. We're still going to, you're putting plays out there. Most likely you may need to use, especially with your defense. Because your defense was trying hard tonight. They were trying really hard. I doubt it that Gus, whatever his last name is, for some reason I can't remember now, that he was, trying. Yeah, right.
It was a decoy game. It was a decoy game, and it was also, like I said earlier, these were plays that was getting thrown that we're going to put this in the playoffs. We're going to take that off the playoffs, and then now we got tape on Dallas just in case. Now we did it. It was a good scouting game as well, and whatnot. And as far as yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to go back to Jacoby Stevenson. Now I know a lot of y'all saying that the linebacker position isn't the way to go now for him. I just think he needs more reps at the linebacker position to play that hybrid. We need somebody that's going to play that Malcolm Jenkins role he could play back and be a run stuffer. You know what I mean? We need a dominant line, but we also going to need that one guy that's going to rush in. We're going to need that run stuffer. So I don't know. A lot of people's going to disagree with me. I mean, he did play safety in LSU, but why not give him that linebacker? Let him get all the reps. Let him learn the playbook at the linebacker, so that way, just in case we need an extra linebacker in the bottom to stuff somebody in the run, we got him.
Yeah, I see what they're doing because they're trying to utilize his speed, and at LSU he did play safety. Sometimes they moved around. Yeah, they moved around. They had him playing linebacker at times, just like the next guy I'll bring up after this, but just like Kayvon Wallace. They used to have him fluctuate between safety, corner, and linebacker at the time. And with Jacoby, they use him more as the linebacker end and more the safety. I think that the Eagles are thinking of using him more like Mark Barron out of Alabama. They think they're thinking of something like that they can develop into something like that. But again, I don't know if it's there because his natural position isn't linebacker. If he's going to need the reps, that's going to take away from his development as a safety. And for one of our biggest things is safety right now going forward. We all seen McLeod play good, like I said before. We've seen that as of late, but we don't know how's that going to translate going forward. So I think that's one of the positions we need to develop more. And I think Stevens has the talent to be a safety. They should move him back there and have him playing there more. But as I mentioned before, Kayvon Wallace, let me ask you all a question. Because for me, I'm quick with it. I'm not trying to give you 5-6 years. I'm not trying to give you that money time. I believe 3 seasons is more than enough. Do we all think that Kayvon Wallace is, I don't want to call him a bust because he was a 4th round pick, but do you think that he is a starting safety in the NFL? I'll word it that way. And do you think that he'll be here next season? I'll start off with you.
Yeah, I would see him just give him one more year, just to give him more snaps. That would just make sense. Not as a starter, but just give him more snaps, more looks in the playbook or whatever. I don't think just one more year though. Like I don't think he should be here for another 2 years. Because he hasn't really shown a lot of improvement. But it's like he has one of them slow progressions or whatever. Like he's slowly getting, damn. I'm about to say, as far as him rotating the positions, like I said, today was one of those games where all the guys had to find out what position they're going to put these cats in, and Kayvon Wallace was another one. So, like I said, we're just finding our identity as well. So I only want to see him one more year.
I agree with that. I can understand that, but Papa, let me get your thoughts. What do you think about Kayvon Wallace? Do you think that he's someone that can stay around?
Here's what I think, Vic.
Try.
I'm hoping that picked up. Otherwise, that would not have been good comedical value.
No, we got it.
All right, good. Yeah. All right, that's it. Carry on. Move on.
Robert, my God, what are your thoughts on Kayvon?
I feel like calling him a bust might sound like a stretch despite being a 4th-round pick, but I do think I think 3 seasons it should be a good enough time. Like, if he can start progressing like year 2 and begin to year 3 and show vast improvements, and then goes into year 4, then maybe even G said give him more snaps, not even to start lineup, but just kind of work him into the rotations, try to get his progressions, that kind of thing. Because you have a lot of these young guys that still need to really get into the progression. So I just kind of feel like I like Kayvon Wallace. I think there's some potential right there in Kayvon Wallace to be a safety, but I don't know. It's tough to tell at this point in time.
Yeah, there was a couple of blown covers. That's why I'm a little upset with that. But BLSG, let me get your thoughts on Kayvon Wallace.
Yeah, in terms of Kayvon Wallace, man, again, I would give him one more year. Like everyone's been saying before, just give him more snaps. For a young guy that is trying to go out there and is trying to be a really good safety in this league, the only way he's going to be a good safety in this league is by giving him more snaps. If you don't give him more snaps, then what are you going to expect out of Kayvon Wallace if you don't give him all the snaps that he needs to possibly have a successful career? What's up with that? Give him more snaps, and maybe he can show something going forward in his career.
All right, Coach Dante, what is your thoughts on Kayvon Wallace? You think that we should keep around going forward, or you think that the experience is over with, or are we sticking around for another season?
How many seasons has he played so far? This is his 2nd year, going on his 3rd next year.
I believe it's his 3rd.
This is 3rd year this year.
No, it's 2nd this year. I remember
I will go with just one more year because
he was drafted in the 4th round last year, I think.
This is how I view it. If you're drafted anywhere between the first pick through the 10th pick, people expect you to come out and perform. Right then, people expect you to come out and perform, even going down to the 14th pick, going down to the top 15. If you're picked anywhere near that, people expecting you to come out, and kind of perform and be progressed a little bit more. But if you're picked somewhere in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, it's going to be a slow progression for you because people is not going to value you as high. Again, I'll give him one more year. You got to get this guy more snaps, give him more opportunities. And if he's not showing any progress the very next year, then you got to let him go. I believe for a quarterback, any position player, give them at least 3 years. If they can't blossom by their 3rd year or on their 3rd year, then you can just let them walk. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. This is his 1st full season. You let him do it next year. Next year, you're definitely going to find out what type of quarterback he is. You're definitely going to find that out next year. If you figure out next year he's average, he's struggling to do the same mistakes, making these same mistakes, then you're going to be able to tell if he's the guy. Not right now. I still can't evaluate him because, like I say, I'm seeing so much inconsistency with his arm. I see it the very next week he can have a great game, and I see it the very next week where he struggles again. In a playoff game, it's going to be more different. He's not going to be able to use his legs as much in a playoff game because they're going to make him throw it from the pocket. Again, give every player 3 more years. Get every player 3 years, man. You can find out definitely on that 3rd year if they're going to become something or not. Just give him more snaps, put him in the right positions, and if he doesn't show you nothing next year, then you have no problem letting him walk. You just have no problem letting him walk and giving him a flight on the way up out of Philly next year if he doesn't get the job done.
Yeah, yeah. J-Mo, and I saw your question. Let me just bring that up real fast before I get to Jordy. Do you think Parks would have had it better on the team than Wallace? I think between the fact that Parks didn't really get much time and his injuries, that kind of took him out of it. We've seen Wallace; he did have his injuries too, but he was on the field more at the time to play. Um, who knows? With different situation, if he had more time, could Parks have developed more and played better? I can't say right now, but the thing was, he isn't here right now, and he hasn't caught on with anyone else, so that kind of speaks to it too. But Jordy, let me get your thoughts on Kayvon Wallace.
Now, I think I'm also of the consensus of give him one more year, give him some more time, but this is it. If he shows you something, he shows you something. If not, cut your losses, because at this point, with a new regime, bringing in new guys, you're going to see probably a little slight coaching shift again, maybe here and there, depending on who goes and who doesn't. I think the coaching staff is now looking to bring in some of their own guys, and that's going to have to happen by cutting losses. If Kayvon can't produce, he's one of them. And for all the hype we got saying that's a steal, he's a sleeper, he's this and that and this and that, and the talks about him with this in the same conversation with the name of Brian Dawkins. We've barely seen him do anything for all the hype he generated during the draft. So he hasn't even really produced up to a 4th round player type level, especially for a DB. So to an extent, it's like, well, where is the talent that we praised and should be there? But it's also, he may not have enough snaps and may not have enough time to show it, which I get it. That's sometimes a problem this team has, no matter who's coaching. But just one more year, see what he can do. If he doesn't show you what you need, you've already got movement at safety, depending on what happens with Rodney and Harris and all them. After another year, who's to say that safety position doesn't have another colossal shift? So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's not much lost, but there can be a lot gained.
True. Like I said, I'm a staunch proponent in 3 seasons to show you where, but also within that, it's where's the progression along those 3 seasons. And for Wallace, we all say that he really didn't get time, but at the beginning of the season, he was given a lot of time. He was covering for the Cloud, so he did get that time. He got those looks, and he didn't perform well then. I'm not saying I'm going to give up on him, but he's trending downward. I don't see anything that would lead me to believe that he'll get any better right now. I've had a lot of hope on him. I rode with Mark Body coming out of college. But right now, like everyone's saying, he hasn't had enough time. He is a little inexperienced. But in the time that he has been in there, I haven't seen anything improve. Again, like today, we see 2 blown coverage. It was a cover 2. We've seen the coverage blown twice. He didn't pick up his man. It isn't that difficult. That's something he should have known for a while. These are little mistakes that are constantly being made. These are what you call, they would say rookie mistakes, but he's not a rookie no more. So hopefully he can improve next season. But like everyone's saying, safety's a big position for us going forward. If we're putting a lot of trust in him because we don't have anyone else, listen, we're risking the season. When you look at
he had a bunch of coaching changes too as well. Like we went to 2 different defensive back coaches as well. So that had to play a factor in as well, because he had to learn different schemes on the fly. So we had to go from one scheme that we was running with one coach, and then now he's with Jonathan Gannon. But yeah, like I said, I'll give him one more year. He has to prove out from that 1 year. Like I said, it was blown coverage. Like tonight it's unacceptable. You've been here for 3 years. You're not like these first starting guys that just started today.
Yeah. Let me ask you all this, because this whole season there's been a lot of discussion. There's been a lot of back and forth with the quarterback position. At the beginning of the season, like I said, when I was earlier on with Philly Mike, we had the discussion of Deshaun Watson. Then it was Joe Flacco. Then it became Gardner Minshew. There's been so unrest. There was our fan base at one time put so much faith into Gardner Minshew. And the talk was, if he got a chance, if he got a shot, what would he look like? Could he carry this team? There were people that were going hard for it. He got a shot tonight. Let me ask you all. I'll start off with you, Jordy. What did you think of Gardner Minshew's performance tonight?
He played at a decent level. There was some mistakes. There was some good things about his play. I mean, for what he was playing against, there's a little bit for and against. I mean, with what he was playing with, the line he was behind, etc., it looked real different from where we've seen him before. And honestly, I'm not surprised by it. It's kind of a level we've seen from him already, except it seemed to downgrade a little, but there's reasons why between the O-line, the weapons he had, and what he was facing. So there's a lot for and against. And with how he performed tonight, it's not something really to judge on. You got to judge it with a grain of salt, because it follows the exception, not the rule. And that's only because of the context it's in. And at this point, I don't really think there's much to judge on. We'll wait till we get a true performance from him with a true team around him.
All right. Coach Dante, what did you think about Minshew?
I mean, I think he kind of played normally I think he kind of played average out there again. You got the second unit of starters of the offensive line in, then you got Rager in. You had Devontae Smith in just to get his record. After that, he was out of there. Like I said again, with the Jaguars, he didn't play bad. He's a pretty capable backup quarterback. Nothing else. If you get a really good team around him, like if he had the first team offensive line or Devontae Smith or we even had the first team defense in the game, he probably would have a better game than what he had. But again, he's playing with the second unit, so again, you can't knock him for it. But you want to see him make some of those wide open throws that he should be able to make. The throws to Rager, the slant throw to Rager. You want to see him make that where he just throw it behind him. That's not Rager's fault. The ball was behind him, and you can see he throws the ball off his back foot, and the ball sailed all the way to the left. And Rager had to reach like this and try to catch it while Rager in full steam. Then he misses a pass to Quez Watkins down the sideline, where it was down the sideline when he was clearly wide open. The interception, don't blame on him. That's on J-Jaw. The drop, don't blame that on him. That's on J-Jaw. So you saw some good things for Gardner Minshew. Then the offensive line wasn't really. They was all right. They held their own against DeMarcus Lawrence and all of that. Even though he did get sacked a couple of times, but I just don't take this performance serious. Now, granted that he got the second team offensive line in there and the receivers that he had out there, I thought he was okay. He was okay. He was okay tonight. He was okay. He was average. He was average tonight. It's nothing to be to get upset about or nothing. But you want to see him make some of these open throws still that he should have made tonight. So again, it's nothing more. He's a backup. He's a capable backup. When he needs to start, he'll be ready to play when he needs to start with better all around players around him. So he's gonna be fine.
BLSU, my guy, what did you think about Gardner Minshew's performance tonight?
Yeah, I think I gotta agree with Dante on this one. I mean, it was a little bit of
an up the defense, but they had all their offense trash. Keep going.
All right, anyway, but I mean, again, I have to agree with Dante on this one. I mean, again, Gardner Minshew is considered a backup, so he's gonna have mistakes here and there. But based on tonight's performance, I thought he actually did. I thought he did a decent job. I don't know what's going on in the background here. I think it's coming from Papa. But anyway, I think Gardner Minshew, I thought he did a solid job. I thought that most of the incompletions, again, I thought they were coming from the wide receivers. I mean, J-Jaw dropped a couple that were unacceptable that should have never been dropped. I think Rager had a few. I think Quez might have had a couple. But realistically, at the end of the day, I really think that Gardner Minshew was solid apart from all those incompletions, but I thought those came from the wide receivers. I don't think the blame goes on Minshew for some of those drops that he had. I mean the two with J-Jaw, but the main one in the end zone where it goes right through your hands. That's on freaking J-Jaw. Corral that ball into your body, and that's 6 points right there. But again, I think Minshew did a solid job. I think most of these incompletions, they go on the receivers, not on Minshew. And I thought Minshew was solid apart from all those drops, man.
Yeah, drops didn't hurt, though. Robert, my guy, what did you think of Minshew's performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what Dante and BLG kind of hit right on the head. Most of these mistakes were on the receivers. I mean, yeah, Minshew is a backup. I mean, he played solid. He was solid, but his play was average. So, I mean, take it back from the Jets, like where they just cut. But then again, this is like the first good team that Minshew has thrown against. So like somewhat take the team like the Jets, who are not that great. I just felt that was just kind of a fluke, in my honest opinion. But I think overall, I think it was a solid job, but it was solid but average, in my honest opinion.
All right. Pop, I don't know if you're there. I can't see. There you go. There's that face. What are your thoughts on Gardner Minshew tonight?
Try.
Yeah, I already mentioned it earlier. Everything that people wanted to complain about Hurts at the beginning, how he's inaccurate, not good pocket presence or whatever. We literally saw Minshew throw nothing but duds, throw high passes, throw incompletes. I mean, we saw him throw an interception even. So yeah, it baffles me that people thought Minshew could have started or should have started. So yeah, he's a backup at best. Like I said, when people were like, "Oh, Minshew should be the start," it was the Jets. People needed to calm down there because it was the Jets that Minshew beat. So
yeah, he got a little hot there. Gio, my God, what did you think of Minshew's performance?
I didn't give a lot of either, man. From like a 1 to 10, like a scale, I would say a 6. It wasn't too bad, but it was, I'm gonna say, rocky. But he just got the reps going into the playoffs. Just like I said, it's all just in case. But let's get these plays dialed up and see what Minshew was about. But nah, it was just above par to me. Nothing really to talk about. That's why I'm like, that's my guy. Minshew out of there.
It's like I've been saying, like it's been said 1,000 times. Minshew's
I agree with Eddie too, man. Minshew is hot.
Oh yeah, right. he got it. He got that right. Hot garbage. I think he's hot garbage. But again, we all know what Minshew is. I don't think he's a capable NFL starter. He's a great backup. He's a guy that can give you maybe 2 to 3 games, and after that, you're asked out. But let me ask y'all before we end this. Let me get everybody's outlook going into the playoffs. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the Eagles going into the playoffs? So, Gio, I'll start off with you.
It was a big one. Like I said, we're watching tape. It's going to be a crazy scene, but we're going to see a lot of the veterans come in, like step up, getting into these young cats' ear. Like, this is crunch time. This is not like the regular season where we mess up. We got to go in the next game and rewrite the little mistakes that we did. No, this is game time. This is crunch time. This is what we play for. Let's at least win one for, not just for Philly, but for Nick. We doubted him a lot, He's not in like the coaching of the year talk or whatever, which I think like
which is bullshit.
Yeah, honestly,
Definitely.
I seen that. I think it was Miami's head coach or something like in there. I was like, the
Yep,
hell?
Brian Flores.
Yeah. So I'm like, we got to give credit to this dude. This dude took, this 2-5 team, turned it around. Jalen Hurts with his progression or whatever, it was always we seen in the sideline in a couple videos, him getting to Jalen Hurts, got to make these throws, man, these plays, because, I'm going to call these plays again in the future, and you got to make these throws. And this is what's going to happen in the playoffs, man. Not just Jalen Hurts. The defense got to step it up. Fletcher Cox, man, he was showing up a little bit late during the season, but we got to step it up. And I would like to see Milton Williams today. Since he balled today, I want to see him in that rotation, man. That cat was hungry. And Slay, man, he got to play his best ball. He got to play like really shut down corner, man. They're going to test him on the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Papa, what are your thoughts on the Eagles going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think definitely I like our chances. I'm hoping we can get one. I'm hoping we play the Bucks personally. Mainly just because I live 30 minutes from Ray J, so that would be pretty cool to go see the birds. But yeah, I think sorry about that. I think we got a good chance with anything or against any team. Keep doing what we're doing with the running game. Jalen, if there was ever a time to show that he is a passer, not just a runner, now is the time, even though he has been showing that lately in the season. But now is like definitely the time. Like Gio said, this is crunch time. This is everybody's got to try their ass off right now to get through. I think, which Sirianni already said during his post conference, the thing that they need to work on, which Sirianni addressed, was starting better in the first half, and then just the defensive schemes. He said that they got to just come out looking better in the first half, and then they also have to just have better defensive schemes, which is absolutely true. That's been the main problem these past few weeks, even though we've been winning them in the playoffs, that you can't start off like that. You're not playing Jake Fromm in the playoffs. You're playing possibly a Brady or a Stafford. So, yeah.
You can't be a second-half team.
Yeah.
Can't do it in the playoffs.
The
Unless
level
you
of
shut out the other
competition
team
will
in the
rise.
second half. Yes, absolutely. You cannot be a second half team.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my lookout with the Birds. Just fix a couple of things, and I think we'll be solid. We might be able to make a good run.
Sounds good. Robert, my guy, what are your thoughts?
I do like our chances though, and I'll say this too. Like I was like me, Vic, and like so many others. I had tremendous doubts on this team. I had this team like finish 7-10, but the fact that they finished 9-8 to end the year, which I'll have to give Sirianni credit to that stupid flower metaphor. What the fuck? I mean, for some reason,
flowers everywhere.
but like Gio and Papa Soros said, like, I think Milton Williams has earned tonight should be an indicator that he has earned his time in the starting rotation going forward into the playoffs, because granted for as late of a third round pick that he is, but the fact that he actually had the balls to actually literally try to almost start a skirmish with one of the defensive players for Dallas. So, I mean, plus, like you said, Vic, the competition is going to get even much tougher. So you cannot come out being a second half team. You're going to get killed. And, but yeah, just got to fix up a little few things. But the fact that, keep with the running game, if like we said, like Papa Soros said, Jalen Hurts has been shown his progression to become a passer first. And then at times when he needs to run, he's going to run. But now this is the time for Jalen Hurts to really put all that to work. If he can do that, I think we can be just fine with Jalen Hurts under center.
Yeah, a lot remains to be seen, but I feel confident with Jalen. PLSG, what are your thoughts on the Eagles going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I definitely think, like Robert said, there are definitely a few things that the Eagles have to clean up. Number one, starting to get your act together from the first to the fourth. Like everybody like everybody's been saying, we can't be a second half team, especially in the playoffs. If we're a second half team in the playoffs, it's literally just unacceptable. Like Robert said again, you're going to get killed if you play like a second half team in the playoffs. We got to start from the first to the fourth, from the beginning to the end. We got to start from the beginning and bring it all the way to the fourth if we want a chance at winning any of these games. If you don't do that, you're going to get killed. And I know there's a few things to clean up. I know that is one of them. Number two, like someone said before, the defensive schemes by John McGann, that also has to be cleaned up a little bit. And then the offensive line, all the veterans will be back. You know, Jordan Mailata will be back. Dickerson's coming back. Kels, Herbig, and then Lane Johnson. They're all coming back. So they all should be ready for the playoffs, hopefully. And then all the receivers should be ready to go. Jalen Hurts should be back in form, resting that ankle. So hopefully we'll see a lot of his running ability in the playoffs going forward. So hopefully this rest helped out Jalen Hurts. And in terms of the defense, got to attack the quarterback right off the bat. Cannot start off slow, like I've been saying. Got to start quickly. Got to start from the first to the fourth, from start to finish. And if we can do that, we can shock some of these teams in the playoffs and prove all the doubters wrong.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. I hear you. But Eddie beat threw me off because I was trying to read that real fast. And hey, man, if you feel hurt, it's horrible. Sounds like you're really scared of you in this chat right now. But Coach Dante.
Now I definitely want to play the Bucks because you said earlier he a Buck fan.
Yeah, Coach Dante, let me get your thoughts. What do you think about the Eagles going into the playoffs?
Okay. So what I'm about to say is I want everybody to listen to me loud and clear. Don't care who the Eagles play. We may think we want the Bucks because they're wounded, but we forgot we got Tom Brady on that other goddamn side of the football. No matter if they're wounded or not, we still got to come out and play football. Tom Brady is different in the playoffs. You can beat him in the regular season, which is he showed plenty of times he don't give a damn. But if you one thing about it, he's ready. He's got a different game plan in the playoffs, so we can worry about. We want the Bucks. I don't give a damn who we draw. Rams, Bucks. We got to come out, play 90 minutes of football. That's all we got to come out and do. Jalen Hurts, it's his time to prove that he can be the guy. You want to show you the guy. You don't want the Deshaun Watson talks. You don't want the Gardner Minshew talks. It's your time to show up in the playoffs. It's your time to show up this time against whoever we will have in the first round. It is your time to show guys you the guy. You the guy. You got guys saying that you're horrible. You're not good. You're not a great passer. It's time to show that in the playoffs because that's what they're gonna make you do in the playoffs. Is to pass the ball and make them beat you from the pocket. And I'll say again, Jonathan Gannon, his defense got to be great. His defense has got to be great. You can't have those breakdown coverages. You got to mix it up. You got to bring pressure sometime, or sometimes you got to fuse the quarterback's eyes. You got to drop in coverage, whatever you have to do. First, you got to lean on a running game. That's what got us up there. That's what got us to this playoffs. You lean on it. Come out, play 90 minutes of smash football, and can't turn the ball over. Can't set up great field positions. We have to execute on every side of the ball, whether it's special teams, the defensive side, the offensive side, running game, the line. We have to execute all phases of the football. This is the time. It's win or either go home. We bust our ass to get to this point from a 2-5 start. From people that was talking about we should tank a goddamn season, which is I'm not a fan of tanking at all. I'm a fan of going out there and winning games. I don't care if you don't have a win. I want to win. I want to win games, and that's what it looked like this season. But we fought hard. We made the adjustments. Now it's the time to go out there and shut all the doubters up, shut all the haters up. And Jalen Hurts, it's a lot of pressure on him going into this playoff game because if we win, he's gonna get the credit. If we fail, he's gonna get put on. He's gonna get the most of the heat from failing this game. And you're gonna start hearing about the damn Deshaun Watson. And you're gonna start hearing about the Minshew. You're gonna start hearing about getting a quarterback in the draft. That's what you're gonna start hearing. And trust me, that will be heard on the next day. That will be hearing on that Monday or that Sunday. You will hear a lot of that if he comes out and he wets the bed in any type of way. You're gonna be hearing a lot of that. Get Hurts up out of here. So it's a lot of pressure up on him going into this playoff match But we just got to come out, play 90 minutes of smash mouth football, and we gotta get off the fast starts. We've been getting off the slow starts from lately. We gotta get off fast in a playoff scenario. We're gonna definitely be on the road. We gotta get off fast. We gotta keep those crowds up out of it. We gotta keep the opposing teams quarterback off the downfield, and we gotta beat a goddamn good quarterback. For God's sake, we have not beaten a good quarterback this year. Pretty much, we gotta basically do that this year. If we want to prove that we can be an elite team or beat teams when it matters, we gotta beat a good quarterback we have, which is we have not done. So everything is gonna be a lot of pressure, especially on Jalen Hurts this year. This is his time to prove that he's that guy, and going into next year, he's that guy, and he's gonna be the franchise quarterback. Because if he doesn't, you're gonna see a lot of guys come out and say this guy.
Yeah, and one thing you say, you got to beat a good quarterback. Beating Tom Brady would be the perfect way to start that off. But Jordy Fighter, let me get your thoughts on the Eagles going into these playoffs.
So, I'm gonna quote a friend of mine, and great minds think alike on this. The playoffs are a different beast, especially in the NFL. The games matter more than in almost any other sport because it comes down to one game. And anything can happen in that one game. But it depends on the right circumstances with the way this team's going to go into those games and the way this team is built. There's a lot of unknowns rolling into said games. So there's confidence in certain areas, but there's also a lot of doubt around certain areas and certain coaches. And as of right now, all I can really say is this team, as tough as it may be and as well built as it may be, as much as I want it to go very far, this team has 1 or 2 wins in it, but that's it in total. But you never know. Playoffs are a different beast. The NFL's had a very weird year. Actually, all football has had a very weird year, especially with certain things. But we'll see what happens, and all we can really do is sit and watch the chaos unfold.
Yeah, it will be. It really will be chaos. My thoughts on the Eagles going into this season is we all know what we need to do. We all know that, we're a second half team. We all know that our defensive coordinator is slow at making adjustments. We all know that, our running game is good, but it's running back by committee. We all know that, we need certain guys to play. But at the same time, I think, like Jordy said, great minds you like, but it's true. The playoffs are a different game. It's a different beast. And once you get in, all records are null and void. Everyone's starting off 0-0. First person to lose is going home. I think a lot of teams, a lot of fan bases, they all joke and say things, like we had my guy Eric V come through saying Jalen's trash. When you look at it, a lot of teams should be scared of this team. Because if we get this running game going, if this defense holds down that offense, y'all ain't going nowhere. We're going to run all over you. Jalen's going to pick you apart after a while. It's going to be tough for a lot of
hasn't
teams.
seen film since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they haven't seen that progression. It's going to get tough out there for a lot of teams. Hopefully Sirianni and especially Jonathan Gannon, because I'm cool with what Sirianni can do. I have no faith in Jonathan Gannon whatsoever. I don't even want this guy on this team going forward after the year's over. I'm hoping something happens where someone's stupid enough to give him a head coaching job.
I hope so.
Maybe some college.
Cleveland, where you at?
Yeah, maybe some college might, feel the need to go out their way and get him. Notre Dame, he's more than available.
No. No. We already promoted our D coordinator. We have a habit of stealing from Cincinnati. We just did it again this year. We're good. We don't need him.
Listen, there's Midwest boys.
You all need though. You all need Jack Cohn for eternity.
Yeah, but I hope Gannon finally gets together, because his thing is he doesn't want to blitz, and I don't think you should just blitz just to blitz. You have to be smart. You got to make better decisions during the game. We can't wait until halftime to finally get a game plan. I need that game plan implemented in the first quarter, and if there's any issue, we got to think on the fly. We got to
Hell,
make adjustments
even before the game starts, you start go over the game plan because that's the best time to really kind of talk about to then implement it. And the thing is, it's like for me, I think this is an evaluation to put Jonathan Gannon on the hot seat, and the way that I see it going into the playoffs. Sirianni can stay because what he's done with this team, and the fact that he's getting consideration to be a candidate to be coach of the year, that's an automatic pass. But Jonathan Gannon should be on the hot seat, 100%.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want him here going forward. Unfortunately, and for Mike Zimmer, I'm hoping that there is a situation where the Vikings move on from him. That someone within the Eagles organization, Howie, if you're the guy who's always commanding and making these moves, they're always saying, then make that move and bring Mike Zimmer on down. He would be a great defensive coordinator for us. But with that being said, I think that we're gonna have a good run in the playoffs. Whether it's we go in the first game and win and lose second, whether it's one and done, no matter what, it's experience that these young guys would not have had. So that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy that they're going to get experience because going forward into next season, listen, this team's going to be super scared. You got to think about it. Everyone's talking about the Dallas Cowboys and how their defense is young, but think about our offense. Think about how they're going to attack you, and think about how that defense, no matter who is, hopefully we're going to move on a defensive coordinator. But when we bring more talent in, younger talent, we're going to get that linebacking situation taken care of. Once that does, this defense will finally be complete. We got to make some moves on that safety. But again, that's what we got the draft. That's what we got free agency for.
Oh, yeah.
Going forward into next season, it's going to be ridiculous.
And not to mention, we had the most athletic offensive line that we had because, we see Mailata kind of blossom to the player that for a guy who's never picked up. Yeah. And
look at you using flower terms.
Oh, shit. I didn't But you guys, here's the thing. I know at times Jordan Mailata kind of looked like he slacked off a little bit, but there are times it's he's been that kind of a spark plug on that offensive line. From a guy who coming from a rugby background, has not picked up a football in 3 years, but what he's done in that 3-year time, and like we all said about Kayvon Wallace, 3 years, that's what Jordan Mailata has shown. Just take it step 1 year at a time. And Jordan Mailata actually has proven that year by year by year. And it's just and not to mention too, before Jack Driscoll got hurt, he was been a stud on the O-lines. Landon Dickerson, I think he's going to be another big star on that O-line, hands down, if he can stay healthy. That's my biggest concern with Landon Dickerson. But all in all, I do think, like Vic said, once we get that linebacker situation, figured out, probably get another safety or two. Maybe get a different defensive coordinator. I would hope to see have Mike Zimmer because I think he can really know how to make adjustments better than Gannon would ever will make. I think this team next season and if it's like he said, one and done, or if we get bounced out of the second round, I would not be too mad at that. But this is experience and kind of learn on. So it's okay, what do we need to improve on going into the next season? That's just all I have to add to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to from these playoffs and going into next season. But we're already at about an hour, 18 minutes. I just want to say, everyone that's watching, thank you for coming through. Everyone on the panel, I'm always surprised that I get guys coming through. I appreciate you all for coming over, sharing your insight, taking that time out. Listen, we're in the playoffs. We didn't think this was going to happen. Beginning of the season, everyone had lofty expectations, but when reality hit by week 2, we all saw what it was. We all knew that this was going to be a long shot. We made it. You know what I mean? Like we all mentioned before, a lot of people talk about Coach of the Year with Nick Sirianni. They mentioned Brian Flores a lot because he had 7 losses and had 7 wins. But if you ask me, that was just a coach who took too long to get things going. When you actually look at him compared to our coach, who constantly, week in and week out, progressed. That's what I consider a Coach of the Year. And we still got to see what goes on in these playoffs. Because if we make a serious run in these playoffs, listen, this team's set up great, good for the future. But my guys, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. everyone from watching. I appreciate it. Let's go around the horn. Let everyone know where they can find you. Jordy, we'll kick it off with you.
All right, so you can find me at Jordy Fighter on YouTube, and where I share my depression and all the games
you sound
we
depressed
play.
right now. Holy hell!
I'm tired. Listen.
And it's almost
It was the thought of Jonathan Gannon coming to Notre Dame that just
I
took him out.
guess, man.
Between hockey all day, getting super riled up and energetic at an AHL game, and then the thought of Jonathan Gannon coming to Notre Dame, I'm tired. But
JG to Notre Dame.
You can find me there. I have multiple podcasts, and tonight may or may not have been a leadoff for what is next to come, but I'm over there, and hopefully by tomorrow I can make it to the podcast, The Holy Gator, with Papa Sora, because
tomorrow.
Yeah, we haven't done one in 2 weeks because we both had schedule conflicts, but hopefully we can get one out.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get that going. And if you haven't already, listen, please subscribe to Jordy Fighter. Listen, the Holy Gator, it's been 2 weeks, so it's been too long for y'all. Make sure you get your notifications and you watch. Coach Dante, my guy, let them know where they can find you.
Of course, y'all can find me at Coach Dante right here on YouTube at Coach Dante. Y'all can find me at Coach Dante on Twitter, Coach Dante31, Instagram, Coach Dante, and the Spotlight Sports Network at Coach Dante. I am the executive of the Spotlight Sports Network, and no matter what happened, Eagles fans, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year. We faced the storm. We got out of it, and it is a successful season no matter what happened because it's supposed to be a rebuild. But again, we're gonna see what can we do. We're gonna see. Like I said again, anything can happen. It's not like basketball where you have 4 chances or anything. You have just that one shot, and anything can happen with that one shot. So again, the Eagles done it before. They got in through the wild card. They won it before. We beat Tom Brady in the wild card, so it could very much happen again. So again, win or lose, anyway it goes. Hey, our future is looking bright. So again, shout out to my boy Vick3 for having me on. Gio, awesome, man. You already know I got to get y'all on the show and stuff like that. And everybody, man, BLSG, Jordy, I know he depressed, but I'm going to put my size 9 shoot on Thursday night on the coach's corner on the Boston Celtics for losing that damn 24-point lead against the New York Knicks the other night, even though they won tonight. And my boy Robert and Papa Store, shout out to all of you guys. Man, I'm ready for playoff football. We got one more week, man. Let's get it done, man.
That was literally the nail in Jordy's coffin right there.
Listen, I have had probably the happiest sports night in when's the last time Notre Dame and Philly have won at the same time? So a while. But you didn't have to bring that up. You could have waited. Jordy. I don't want to remember these things.
Yeah, that's why you drink.
Yeah, right.
He's got PTSD. He's getting non-flashbacks.
I pretty much am.
But
they're shooting threes.
BLSG, let them know where they can find you.
All right, man. But before I get into that, let me just remind everybody of one thing, 1 second. We remember at the beginning of the season where everybody freaking doubted us. They counted us out. They said, "Oh, Jalen Hurts, he's very inexperienced. Nick Sirianni, he doesn't have a year of head coaching experience under his belt. Oh, Jonathan Gannon, he's bad. Oh, this Eagles team. Oh, they're only getting 4 wins. They're only getting 3 wins. Oh, they're only getting 5 wins." You know what? Look at us now and eat those words. Take those words back and eat those words and send them right back where they came from, all right? And look at us now. We are here in the playoffs where it was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and look at us now after we started 2-5. We won, what was it, 7 of our last...
I think 7 of our last 8 or 9 or something like that, because we finished 9-8.
Yeah, we were 2-5.
Oh yeah,
We were 2-5. So we won 7 of our last 10. I think I have it right. 7 of our last 10.
I have no idea because don't even ask me to do math.
It's
Right.
too late
Yeah,
to
but
do
anyway,
math.
we won
Make it
7 of our last
simple.
10 now. We got to keep this up going into the playoffs. We got to have this energy. We need to have this mentality. This is what we need to see going into the playoffs. First quarter to fourth quarter, get your act together, get the game plan going, and let's shock some people in the playoffs. But y'all know where to find me, man. BLSG on YouTube. Give your boy a subscription over there. BLSG20 on Twitter. Give your boy a follow over there. And yeah, man, we're in the playoffs, 9-8, either a 7 seed or a 6 seed, depending on how the games go tomorrow. But no matter what happens, we're in the playoffs. And as always, man, fly was fly. Let's do this.
You're coming through. Robert, my guy, let him know.
Well, you guys can find me at Philly Sports Talk Podcast. You guys can catch me live on the 12th for my first college basketball game. Go Nova Wildcats! For those who remember me, I'm a huge Nova. I love it. I'm in love with Nova, and you're going to catch me on the 11th for the Flyers and the Hurricanes. Then I got the Sixers and the Wizards coming up very soon. So you guys are going to catch me going live on 3 separate days. So, like BLSG said, I mean, this team really has exceeded expectations. They got to bring that energy into it. Like they got to start just really get your act together, clean up the stuff that you like tonight. I think this team should be fine. And depending on what the other teams look like, I think we have a chance. But other than that, go Birds.
Yeah, man, go Birds. Papa, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, y'all can find me. Hold up. Everything's lagging. All right, never mind. We're good.
What are you doing, Papa?
Right. It started lagging. I was freaking out. All right, yeah, y'all can find me on the Clearwater County inmate list for both tax evasion and loitering.
Florida man goes crazy.
And then whenever the guards let me have rec time, y'all are able to find me on Twitter and Twitch. Twitch is at Papasora. Twitter is at Papa Fuchs. Fuchs spelled Fuchs. And I need to go back before my pro gets pissed.
Appreciate you, my guy. Gio, let the people know where they can find you, my guy.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and YouTube at Gio from the 215. I'm back at the studio, a little setup, but I will be pushing my content pretty soon. I had to remove some of my videos because of a copyright infringement. I haven't talked about it, but they will be back on there, something with the music, but whatever. But yeah, that's it. And I got one more thing, man. Let me play this audio clip.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
It's playoffs, baby.
Yeah, is that your phone or like what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Hey, now I can allow it. Now we can finally talk about playoffs.
Yeah.
Hey, man, but I appreciate y'all for coming through. Everyone who's watched, thank you so much for watching. Everyone who will watch in the future, thank you so much. And let me just say before we go to my guy, Foothills, my condolences to you and the family. Our thoughts, our hearts, they're with you, my guy. It's a dark day today, but hopefully, it can get lighter as time goes on. We don't know the pain that you're going through. We wish that you weren't going through that pain. And, I hope you have a good night as much as that can be. For everyone out there, thank you for coming through again. Hey, it's been another episode of Vick3 Presents the Eagles Post Game Panel Show. My guys here, good night, man. Have a good one.
Avida. Beats.